シロ、今日どうするのよ。土曜日だから午後はアルバイト？
No, not today. I might help Issei out. Why do you ask?
別に。暇だったら道場の方に遊びに来てくんないかなーって。私、今月ピンチなのだ。
A bind? Why?
お財布事情がピンチなの。誰かがお弁当作ってくれると嬉しいんだけどな。
Yeah, not happening. It's your mess. You can afford to miss a meal or two.
で、シロには期待してないもん。私が頼りにしてるのはさくらちゃんだけなんだから。ね、さくらちゃん。はい、私と同じものでよろしければ用意しておきますね、先生。オッケーオッケー。じゃあ今日は一緒にお昼を食べましょう。
Breakfast goes smoothly. Today's menu includes the typical side, the typical sides, and the main dish is braised lotus, through konyaku and chicken. Sakura probably didn't need to make such an elaborate dish for breakfast, but I'm guessing she made extra to pack for lunch. Yeah, chicken for breakfast, that's odd to me. But then again, I practically ritualistically have cereal for breakfast. Sakura is a member of the Kyoto Club, and Fujini is the club's faculty advisor. Nobody would think it was weird for the two of them to have the same lunch.
そういえばシロ、今朝は遅かったけど何かあった？
Fujini looks my way as she sips her miso soup. As much as she's just kind of out there most of the time, she's pretty sharp about this kind of thing. Had a dream about the past and woke up feeling crappy, that's it.
なんだ、いつものことか。なら安心かな。
It's not an interesting topic for Fujini, so she shifts the conversation in another direction. You need therapy, Shiro. Seriously. That doesn't bother me one bit. 10 years ago, I used to have nightmares a lot back when I couldn't shake the memory of that fire. But as time went on, those nightmares grew less and less frequent, and I've gotten to the point where the dreams don't bother me anymore. I've been told my nightmares were pretty bad back then, though Fujini was already with us by then. She's been sensitive about changes in me since.
シロ、食欲はある？今朝に限ってないとかない？
No, I'm fine. Just quit using my dream as an excuse to try steal my food.
シロが強くなってくれて嬉しいけど、もうちょっと繊細でいてくれた方がいいな、お姉ちゃんは。
Right back at you. Since I'm basically your younger brother, I kind of wish that you ended up more delicate and sweet yourself. We both huff and turn our heads away from each other. Seeing that as a sign and that I am fine, Fujini smiles in relief. Honestly, I appreciate her consideration, but I know she'll get an ego about it if I say it directly, so I pretend to grunt and protest instead. Sakura looks puzzled by our interaction. Soon after Fujini leaves, I lock up and Sakura and I leave as well.
先輩、今日の夜から月曜日までお手伝いに来れませんけど、よろしいですか？
That's fine. Besides, it's the weekend. I bet you have friends to hang out with, so don't worry about me.
そんな、違います。そういうんじゃないです。本当に個人的な用事で、ちゃんと部活にだって出るんですから。だから、何かあったら道場に来てくれれば何とかします。 別に土日だからって遊びに行くわけじゃないです。だから変な勘違いはしないでもらえると助かります。
What? Sakura's acting suspicious, or rather, she seems nervous. I don't know why, but it's probably just that she can't that she can't come over the weekend. Got it. I'll go to the dojo if I need anything.
はい、そうしてもらえれば嬉しいです。
Sakura sighs in relief. But the moment Sakura lowers her gaze, her expression stiffens.
先輩って。
Sakura is staring at my left hand. I look down and see blood trickling down from it. Huh? I pull my up my shirt sleeve. Yep, blood. The hell? Did I cut myself with something last night? I would say that's something you normally wouldn't notice, but I've done that. I've somehow I sometimes find myself with a cut somewhere that I have no memory of ever happening. But I don't feel any pain. It looks like there's a welt on my hand. The bruise stretches all the way from my shoulder to the back of my right hand. It looks like a snake that's trying to reach my palm from the top of my shoulder. Well, it doesn't hurt. I'm sure it'll go away soon. I don't think it's anything to worry about.
はい、先輩がそう言うのでしたら気にしません。
The sight of the blood probably made Sakura sick. Sakura. Since she's keeping her head down. Sakura heads to the club while I head to the school building. The schoolyard is filled with athletic club members training. This morning is practically brimming with enthusiastic energy. But something feels strange. Everything in the school is as usual. The students exercising for morning practice are lively, and the new school building is spotless. Maybe it's just my imagination. But when I close my eyes, the mood changes drastically. The building wall feels stained. Like membranes have latched onto them, and the students themselves seem like empty dolls. Maybe I'm just tired. I shake my head and clear it. Head onto campus. School ends early on Saturdays. Classes end in the morning, but by the time I finish helping Issei, the sun is starting to set. Guess it's time to go home. I pack my bag and leave the classroom. But then... I run into Shinji. There are a few girls behind him making a small commotion. I despise you. I'm not helping the student and council. I'm just helping the school by repairing old equipment, since we all use it. Eh? Don't remember. Probably wasn't listening if you did. Do you say that kind of stuff all the time?
そうかい。それじゃあ学校にあるものなら何でも直してくれるんだ、エミヤは。
It's impossible to fix everything. The most I can do is take care of things.
よし。なら頼まれてくれよ。うちの弓道場さ、今割と散らかってるんだよね。弦も巻いてないのが溜まってるし、安土の掃除もできてない。
Pointing off your chores onto someone who no longer has anything to do with a club.
暇ならさ、そっちの方もよろしくやってくれないかな。元弓道部員だろ。生徒会になんか尻尾振ってないで、たまには僕たちの役に立ってくれ。
ちょっと先輩、それって先輩が藤村先生に言われてたことじゃなかった？そうですよ。ちゃんとやっておかないと明日怒られますよ。
でもさ、今から片付けしてたら店閉まるじゃん。そこの人がやってくれるんならそれでいいんじゃないの？
Oh my god. I would have just straight up turned this guy down. I would have said, fuck you, it's your job, and go. If he were a nice person and he asked for help, I would have offered that. I would have gladly helped.
悪いよ。それに部外者に後片付けなんかできるわけないし。そうでもないんじゃない？あの人元弓道部員だってシンジが言ってるしさ。任せちゃえばいいのよ。
The girls behind Shinji are awfully chatty. They seem to be Kyoto members, but since I don't recognize any of them, they must be the members Shinji recruited recently.
じゃあ、あとはよろしく。鍵の場所は変わってないから、勝手にやっといてよ。文句ないよね、エミヤ。
I want you to die so hard. No, I don't mind, and I've got some time on my hands, so it's no problem. And we have Shiro here, who's just a doormat.
サンキュー。それじゃあ行こうぜみんな。つまんない雑用はあいつがやっといてくれるってさ。
あ、待ってよ先輩。じゃああとはよろしくお願いしますね先輩。
I clean the Kyoto dojo without any problem since I'm familiar with it. It's a big room, so it took a while, but it was kind of fun cleaning the place, as I used to spend so much time in until a year and a half ago. Midway through, I considered trying to shoot a bit, but I decided not to. It would be rude to the owner of the bow. But I want to shoot. If I want to shoot, all I have to do is bring my own bow and visit. I look at the time, and it's way past curfew. It's a little after 7. The school gates must be closed by now, so there's no need for me to rush out. Now that I look closely, I don't remember the dojo being so dirty before. There's dirt and grime all over the place, and behind the bow, behind the bow, the bow rest and the club room. God, I had trouble reading that. Well, I guess another hour or two wouldn't make much difference at this point. I've already started, so I might as well clean every nook and cranny. The wind is starting to pick up. It's so cold, my cheeks are starting to sting. Fuyuki typically isn't cold at night during the winter, but tonight it's certainly an exception. My breath fogs the air with every exhale. No wonder it's darker than usual. The moon is hiding. The moon is hiding tonight. I look up, and there's no light in the sky. The strong winds send the clouds speeding across the night sky. Curfew is long past, and there's no sign of life in the empty school. Not so much as a sound can be heard on campus, and it seems to be covered with colder air than any place in town. I think I heard something. I do hear something. Is it coming from the schoolyard? That night, under the frosty sky, I guess I just got curious about the sound that broke the hushed silence. So I headed toward the sound to investigate. I go to the schoolyard. Is that people? It looks that way, at least from a distance. It's just so damn dark. I need to get closer if I want to find out more. If I want to find out more. The sounds grow louder, more intense. I know that sound. It's clashing metal. It sounds like a fight. This is so stupid. What the hell am I thinking? I'm being stupid, obviously. Who would ever fight in a school courtyard with weapons like that? And then, it was probably a gut instinct that sensed the danger, or maybe keeping out of sight as I approached what was a stroke of luck. Or maybe keeping out of sight as I approached was just a stroke of luck. Whatever the reason, I hid behind a big tree, a tree big enough to conceal me, and took a closer look at the source of the sound. There, my mind froze. What? I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. A man in red and a man in blue. The two of them are clad in armor, so ancient and several steps beyond old-fashioned. It's a ridiculous sight, but their rapid, deadly movements make it clear that their fight is no joke. Yep, that's all ancient armor, guys. I don't understand. I can't even follow their movements. They're too fast. Their movements look so surreal, my mind can't function properly. The sound of their clashing weapons is the only thing convincing me the two of them are actually fighting to the death. But there's one thing I'm sure about. They're not human. They have to be something else in the guise of humans. My magecraft training isn't why I know this. Anyone can see that these two aren't human. To start, humans just can't move like that. Nobody can get involved with whatever that is. I can feel their intent to kill, even from a distance. I'm going to die. My body instinctively knows before my brain kicks in that I just won't live if I stay here. My racing heart is proof of that. I sense they're living things designed only to kill. No knife or blade would be a match for whatever they're wielding. They are clearly meant only to kill. I suddenly remember yesterday's murders. The family fell victim is said to have been killed by a bladed weapon. Damn. I shouldn't stay and watch another second, but I can't move a muscle. I can hardly breathe. My mind is telling me to flee, but something else tells me they'll find me the second I move. More than any internal conflict, though, I'm just paralyzed. I'm more than 40 meters away from them, but I still imagine getting stabbed in the back with that spear. I can't breathe. The sounds stop. The two figures separate and facing each other. The two figures separate and stand, facing each other. Just as I'm starting to feel a sense of relief that the fight is over, another stronger sense of malice creeps over me. What? My heart feels like it's shivering in my chest. The numbness in my body turns to convulsion, and I clench my teeth in an effort to compose myself. Unbelievable. Who the hell is that guy? A nauseatingly high amount of magical energy flows into the man in blue. Kuretsugu once demonstrated to me how to draw in magical energy from one's surroundings. It was a kind of magecraft so beautiful that it impressed even an apprentice mage like me. But this is different. The same way even a simple act of drinking water can look revolting if done excessively, the man in blue seems to be binge eating. The sight is so extreme that anyone with magical energy would find it repulsive. He's going to die. The man in red is dead meat. The attack will be infused with more magical energy than anyone could possibly defend against. He's going to die. That inhuman something in the guise of a man is going to die. What can I just let this happen? That question shakes me out of my paralysis. My body is suddenly free, and I take a deep breath. The man in blue glares in my direction. The man in blue crouches in my way and tells me one thing. In a way that tells me one thing. I'm his new target. My legs are moving before I even have a thought running. Have the thought of running. The rest of my body finally realizes that it's time to flee for my life, and suddenly all the magic, all my energy is being poured into doing exactly that. I don't remember where I ran through or how I got here, but I'm in the school building. Real genius here. I regret my own actions as I huff and puff. I should have run towards town. Yeah, you really pulled a horror pro tag there. I've got to be the world's biggest idiot, thinking I can escape by running into an empty building. I mean, there are places you can hide in a building. A school of all places. There must have been other better places to hide. Again, there are better. You can hide within a building. And what the hell convinced me I'd die if I didn't run to begin with? My chest burns from all the running. I turn around and I don't sense anything pursuing me. The only sound is my footsteps. I can finally stop. A step. I gulp down lungfuls of air, trying to slow my heart down, and I breathe a sigh of relief. I survived. What the hell was that? I try to recall what I saw as I catch my breath. One thing's for sure, I definitely wasn't meant to see that. Things that looked human fighting in a schoolyard at night. That's all I could really remember. But I've seen something else. I'd seen something else out of the corner of my eye. I think there was someone else there. I can't remember what they looked like, though. Honestly, I couldn't afford to look at anything other than the two figures locked in combat. But finally... Oh shit. The voice comes right from right in front of me. I can't breathe. My mind goes blank. I can't think. But I know that I'm going to die.
逃げられないってのはお前自身が誰よりも分かってたんだろう。何やられる側ってのは得てしてそういうもんだ。別に恥じることじゃない。
And with that, he raises his spear.
運が悪かったな、坊主。ま、見られたからには死んでくれよ。
No mercy, no compassion. His spear pierces my heart. You didn't even give me a choice to dodge. I didn't even have time to dodge. No training I ever did prepared me for this. I knew I was going to die. I knew the spear was going to impale me, but I couldn't move. The world distorts me around me. My body grows cold. Numbness creeps from my fingertips into the rest of me. I cough up blood once. I felt like there should have been more, but it was just one cough. That spear must have been special. My blood slows and grows stagnant. My heart just stops, and from a single strike, all from a single strike of that spear. I can't see anything. I don't feel anything. I'm like a jellyfish fish floating in the dark sea at night. I stopped feeling pain long ago. The world has turned white, and I'm the lone dark spot. So rather than being aware that I died, it just feels like everything around me has ceased to exist. I know this. I experienced the same thing 10 years ago. This is what dying feels like. My eyes can't focus.
嫌な仕事をさせてくれる。このざまで英雄とは笑い草だ。
I can only hear his voice.
文句はないさ。女のサーバントは見たんだ。おとなしく戻ってやるよ。
He sounds so irritated. Afterwards, I hear footsteps fading down the hallway.
アーチャーか。蹴りをつけておきたいところだが、マスターの方針を破るわけにもいくまい。まったく、いけすかねえマスターだこと。
The voice suddenly disappears. He must have jumped out the window. Afterwards, the footsteps I heard earlier stop. There's an awkward silence. Then footsteps again. I can't hear that well anymore.
追ってアーチャー。ランサーはマスターのところに戻るはず。せめて相手の顔ぐらい把握しないと。
I don't know who's talking. I muster up all my concentration as my mind fades, but I still can't put my finger on it. All I can hear now is the sound of my breathing. My lungs my lungs must still be functioning. I hear a loud whistling sound coming from my mouth, like a passing typhoon.
その割にはまだ死んでないってのはすごいな。
I sense somebody peering into my face. I'm breathing. My breathing must be loud. As the person reaches their fingers out to try and close my mouth.
やめてよね。なんだってあんたが。
Whoever it is, they grit their teeth, seeming troubled. The moment I hear that sound, the person touches me without hesitation.
破損した臓器を偽装して代用。その間に心臓一つ丸々修復か。こんなの成功したら時計塔に一発合格ってレベルじゃない。
The voice sounds distressed. But at that moment, my fading consciousness finally flickers to nothing. Sensation returns to my body. Slowly, little by little, my bodily functions return, like dewdrops trickling down a leaf. Drip. Drip. What's going on? The person hovering over me is sweating, intensely focusing on where their hands are pressed against my chest. The next thing I know, the palm over my chest grows extremely hot. It's so hot, my corpse jolts and my cold, stagnated blood starts to flow again. I sense the person take a deep breath and sit down.
疲れた。
I hear something fall.
まあ仕方ないか。ごめんなさい、父さん。あなたの娘はとんでもなく薄情者です。
That was it. The person mocks herself, then leaves. My heart resumes beating. And then I finally pass out. It's not the everlasting sleep I expected. I fall into slumber, bound to wake again. Ah! I wake up suddenly. I feel sick and my entire body aches. Every time my heart beats, a sharp pain stabs my head. What happened? My intense headache prevents me from remembering anything. My body is cold and stiff, likely because I've been sleeping in the hallway for a long time. The only thing I figure out is that the chest area of my uniform is torn, and my blood stains the whole floor. My head feels hazy as I get up. The spot where I've been lying looks like a murder scene. Damn, seriously. Was my chest stabbed? I fight down the urge of nausea as I head into a nearby classroom. Staggering, I open a closet and pull out a rag and bucket. Huh? What the hell am I doing? I'm still confused. I encountered something unbelievable. Then it murdered me. But here I am, still trying to clean up after myself. How stupid can I be? Damn, it's not coming out. I wiped the floor with the rag I found. I managed to wipe off the blood despite the incredible weakness in my whole body. Then gather up everything scattered around the floor and shove it into my pockets. This may be my way of hiding the evidence. But doing such stupid stuff because my head is all hazy. Ah. I pull the rag and bucket away and stagger out of the classroom like a zombie. My body heats up, and with every step I take. It's so cold, yet my body seems on fire. By the time I reach the house, the date has changed. There's nobody in the house. Sakura and even Fujini left long ago. I collapse on the floor. Lying on the floor is what lets me finally calm down a bit. I inhale deeply. My heart feels like it cracks every time my chest expands and draws to draw in air. Actually, it's the opposite. It's not my heart. It's not that my heart is cracking. The hole in my heart is just patching up. So expanding my chest. So expanding my chest opens the wound. Is just patched up. So expanding my chest opens the wound. So I really was almost killed. That's also not true. I wasn't almost killed. I was killed. But someone saved me, and now I'm alive. I wonder who it was. I would really like to thank them. If they were in the area, it means they could be involved with the people fighting. But it still doesn't change the fact that they saved me. So I need to thank them properly one day. The moment I drop my guard, the pain returns. At the same time, nausea strikes me. I sit up and hold the nausea at bay. I place my hand on my bare chest, where the uniform is torn. I might have been saved, but my chest was, as a matter of fact, pierced. That feeling, the agony of the spear piercing my chest, isn't something I can easily forget. Damn, I'm going to have nightmares about this for a while. When I close my eyes, I feel the spear thrust again. I try to shake the delusion off, and I make every effort to regain my composure. Good, I'm calming down. This must be thanks to my nightly training. My thoughts clear as I take slow, deep breaths, and the fever and nausea abate a bit. So, about what happened. The man in blue and the man in red. They looked human, but I know they're not. They could have been ghosts of some kind. But I've never heard of ghosts having forms that allow them to interact with humans like that. And the thing was talking, which makes it a little harder to believe it was a ghost if it had a will of its own. From what I heard, the only spirits that possess physical bodies are the elemental types, but I thought elementals didn't look human. Well, that's not the issue here. There's a more fundamental issue. Those two were trying to kill each other. And there was a robbery and a murder at a house nearby. Eerie stuff like that has been plaguing Fuyuki lately. With all of this in mind, the only conclusion I can come to is the situation out of my control. If only the old man was alive right now. I guess that is kind of whiny, but I'll put it down to the patched up chest wound that still feels so raw. Idiot! I've already decided to do what I can, even if I don't understand what's going on. I can complain later. First of all, I need to decide whether I should get involved or not. Okay, I am going to save right here. I wanted to save for this moment. And we'll actually call it there for today. I know it's not quite time. But I want to save the rest for for next week because it's about to get real. Whoop. All right then. So we have done quite a bit today, sort of. We haven't gotten to the main crux of the story, but we are now following our main character. Like I said, all the stuff with Rin before was as a prologue. So, next it gets real, and we'll find out about that mysterious lady we encountered. So, let us set up a raid. Any more regular streaming? I know Robin's not streaming today. Can we raid Frostique? Yeah, Frostique it is. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like my stuff, hi Lotus. Yeah, you did end up missing it, but it's natural since I changed into the time back to 4 o'clock. The mornings just wasn't working for me. So yeah, I'll be streaming at 4 o'clock again from now on. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like my stuff and you haven't already, please leave a follow. It helps me as a small VTuber. I upload all my stuff on YouTube, and you can also check my socials down there. So tomorrow we will continue our journey in Hollow Knight, possibly exploring the new area and trying to power up. Maybe even getting revenge on that one boss we found. So I hope to see you there. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is Metis Balaska signing out.